You know, Connor draws this coveted tag.
I'd never hunted around hound dogs before. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go down, and some of the most exciting hunting I've ever done. He jumped out of the tree and the dogs went down the hill and around the corner, and they just stayed on him the whole time. They got him treed up right here again. It's a really big bear.
The traditions of the outdoor sportsman are more important than ever, and it's up to us to pass them on to others. Two families, one passion. To inspire the next generation of ethical hunters and conservationists, continuing the legacy of hunting and fishing in the outdoors.
This year I was super fortunate to draw a Nevada bear tag. They don't really give out too many tags, actually. It's a super hard tag to draw. I was lucky enough to get a tag here in Nevada, and
This was Connor's graduation present from me and his mother.
we're not too far from home for this hunt. Yeah, just south of Carson City, and there's a lot of big bears out here. Day one we went out and it looked like a good morning. It was colder. It was probably the coldest day of summer so far. Day one in bear camp. We getting ready to roll this morning. I think he kind of knows where one is, where we're gonna run with the dogs, so I think we're just gonna head up into that area and let them loose. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can get one on the ground pretty quick.
We saw this track yesterday and it was old, the dogs wouldn't run it. It got rain yesterday, it was freezing cold last night.
So we thought they would be moving a bunch, but then it got super windy and really rainy, so we kind of just gave up after lunch. Morning number 2. Get back after it and see what happens. Loading the dogs up top. Heading back up where we were yesterday. There was a bunch of sign of bears up there, but we never ran into any. So we woke up early again on day 2 and went down the same road where Joe actually knew where a big bear was working up and down, and we caught his tracks this morning. Joe spotted his tracks in the middle of the road, and he let the dogs out and they zigzagged back and forth a couple times, caught his trail and hoofed it up at him. I'd never hunted around hound dogs before in my entire life, so I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, I knew that they were going to be barking and trying to get them into a tree or something like that, but I wasn't really sure how it was going to go down. And I think we've got a bear treed over here, so we're about to walk off the mountain. Going down in on that first stalk where he was in the first tree, it was crazy. The excitement was nuts. The dogs are going crazy. Their voices are bouncing off the canyon walls. It sounds like they're all over you, and it's like you can't even talk to each other when you're around the dogs either. Like, some of the most exciting hunting I've ever done, and these dogs are unbelievable. They're trained like no other. They put a lot of time and a lot of effort into them, and they're really good at what they do. They can find you a bear. Once we came in on him, the plan was to shoot him with a bow, or try to at least, and we came in, we got probably, I don't know, about 40 yards from him, and the bear saw us while he was in the tree coming in, and he jumped out of the tree, and it was like chaos. The dog started running again. I probably could have shot him, but I didn't want to take a frontal shot with a rifle. I wanted to get him with my bow, so. We actually jumped the bear. The only shot I had on him was a frontal shot, so I didn't take it, but he jumped out of the tree and the dogs went down the hill and around the corner, and they just stayed on him the whole time. They're unbelievable. They got him treed up right here again, a couple hundred yards from us. So we'll see if we can make it happen this time. We're not gonna mess around as much this time with the bow. It's a really big bear. This time we were a little bit more quiet coming in on the approach, and we're able to get in with the dogs. Because there's just so much going on at once. I mean, you got 6 dogs around you going crazy, and you're looking up at a giant bear 5 yards from you just staring at you. Holy crap. Oh my God. I can't believe we got on him again. Your dogs are amazing. I know. It worked out the way we wanted it. Boom! Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Good job. Shake it.
Oh, Jesus. That's way bigger than what I saw up on top. Total dead weight, you know? Good job, man.
Here he is. We found him this morning. We came across this track in the road. Joe saw it in the road, and we released the dogs on him, and they treat him probably, I don't know, a mile and a half away. So we drove up to the top of the mountain and walked in on him, and he was kind of in a bad spot, and we got into probably, I don't know, it was probably 40 yards, and he started to jump out of the tree, and I almost shot him with the rifle, but then he just took off and came another half mile down the hill. But the dogs stayed on him. I mean, they pinned him, put him up in a tree again, and we walked down here and made it happen. Got him with the bow, and then we had to climb up in a tree and get him down. But I mean, he's an absolute giant. Look at his head. Oh, it's just huge. Oh, that's much better. I think my favorite moment from this entire trip was watching Joe's dogs work around. It's amazing what they could do, how you could just throw them on the top of a truck and drive down the road, and all of a sudden they just blow up on a bear. Like, I didn't even think that stuff was really possible until I saw it with him, but it's possible. That's some very impressive stuff, and you really don't believe it until you go and see it for yourself. I mean, it's some crazy stuff. Having an opportunity to get an animal like that it's unbelievable.
We've had a great trip here with these guys, and thank you all for joining us this time on Prime Revolution.